President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Norman Gilbert, Mr. Cindy Henry, Manager, National Lotteries Authority, Mr. Randall Batiste, First Vice President of the Grenada Cricket Association and Director at the Windwards Cricket Board, Mr. Junior Murray, Brand Ambassador for WICB, Mr. Mervyn Thomas, Chairman of Selectors for the WICB, Mr. Raphael Crony, and other members of the Grenada Cricket Association, managers, coaches, teams. Good evening, umpires. I want to recognize everyone that is in the room and say good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much. I was just wondering if you all were present. Right, so I like feedback, yeah? And so you want to give me feedback as much as you can. It is really a pleasure to let us recognize Honorable Andy Williams, Member of Parliament for this area, the South, as we call him, the man of the South, yeah? Or the Great South. All right, welcome, sir, and good to have you. All right, so we are here for the closing of the Winlott Windward Inc. Windward Islands Under 15 tournament. Tournament that has tremendous work, but in the end, I think we had some successes. We've been able to see the talent of the young cricketers here in our region. And so it's a pleasure for us to bring the curtains down on this evening with this ceremony. I want us to just stand briefly. Let's just recognize God before we get any further. And let's just pray. Almighty and eternal God, we give you thanks, we give you praise. Father, we honor you tonight, God, because you are the blesser of life. You are the giver of life. We thank you for each person that is gathered in this room, Lord, in whatever capacity they may be here. We just thank you for their presence. We thank you, Lord, that we were able to have this tournament. We were able to host Grenada, that is. We just pray, God, that as we conclude, you would be with us, be with this ceremony. Lord, we pray for each person that has been part of this arrangement, that you would continue to give them the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding that they can continue to bring this sport to audiences and personnel within, Lord, the Windward Island region, and even further afield, the rest of the world. So we thank you that we were able to have this tournament. It's all because of you, and so we give you praise. We give you glory and honor. We pray, Lord, that as we proceed in this closing, that you would lead, you would direct, and you will guide. Thank you once again in Jesus' name. Amen. And so you may be seated. At this time, I want to invite Mr. Raphael Crony, Second Vice President at the Grenada Cricket Association, to come and to warmly welcome you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Parliamentary Representative, South St. George, Honorable Andy Williams, Ms. Cindy Henry, Manager of National Lottery Authority, Mr. Norman Gilbert, President of the Grenada Cricket Association, other members of the Grenada Cricket Association, managers of the various teams. I do also want to recognize the umpires we have with us and the players who make this tournament possible. We do welcome you this afternoon for the closing of the Winlott Under 15 Windward Islands Championship, which was held here in Grenada. Let's just put a hand to the winning team, Dominica, tonight for really doing well. It has been a challenging tournament for us here in Grenada. As you know that we had difficult situations, and I must applaud the management of the teams who really worked with us. I know how difficult it is. You come to play cricket and you can't play because of a number of situations, but they were able to work with us in that we were able to complete the tournament without any hiccup, without any major challenges. And certainly I think the management of the team need to be recognized for the input and the support to the Grenada Cricket Association. So we should just lift the management of the various teams. Let's put our hands together for them for what they would have done. Again, a special welcome to the manager of National Lottery, the tremendous support that you continue to give. You know, we really thank you for making the time to be here tonight. It's not my duty to go on speaking, but just to welcome everybody that is here. Happy to see the selectors with us, and we do welcome you being here and hope that you're going to enjoy the final few hours you have here in Grenada with the players, and so continue to look to build cricket, not only for your territory, but really the Windward Islands. Once again, thanks everyone for coming, and do enjoy the rest of the evening session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crooney. At this time, I want to welcome to make a few remarks the President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Norman Gilbert.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me recognize the presence of Honorable Andy Williams, Minister for MIT and Minister for this constituency. I also want to recognize the Chairman of the National Lottery Authority, Ms. Henry, the first Vice President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Batiste, second Vice President, Mr. Crooney, our Secretary, Ms. Noel. I also want to recognize the Brand Ambassador, Mr. Junior Murray, the match officials who are here. We also want to recognize the selecting panel who is also here with us this evening. The management of the various teams, which include the managers, coaches, and also assistant coaches. And to you players, very special good evening. And of course, the media who is here broadcasting this, streaming this live throughout the entire Windwards. I want to say a very special good evening to you all. This evening, I am very happy to bring a few remarks on behalf of the Grenada Cricket Association, and to also say that it was truly a magnificent opportunity to have a week of cricket that you would have witnessed here in Grenada despite the very inclement weather, and also being given this responsibility to host this tournament at very late notice, of course. The original tournament was not scheduled to be held here, and we only had 2 weeks to prepare to host U teams that were all here. To our esteemed guests, sponsors, coaches, managers, match officials, volunteers, all those who have really come forward to support us, it was indeed a privilege having to work with you for the past few days. As president of the association, I extend a warm appreciation to everyone who made this Windward Islands tournament a success despite the challenges with the weather that we have been having. I also stand before you today with the responsibility to convey deepest regrets on behalf of our president, Windward's president, who cannot be with us here today, as I know he would have loved to join us. And I do want to indicate that he has expressed his desire for us to ensure that this tournament is very successful, and I'm happy to report that we have achieved this objective. The Windward Islands Cricket Board continues and remains fully committed to this tournament and sees this tournament as a premier tournament for identifying and nurturing talents and the next generation of our regional cricketers. Over the past week, we have seen and have been treated to some wonderful cricket, despite, as I said before, the challenges. We saw Team St. Vincent and the Grenadines displaying incredible fortitude, despite having many injuries and only down to 11 players for the final 2 rounds of matches, you were able to play and to continue the tournament. Your demonstration of sportsmanship must be commended, and I want to applaud St. Vincent for being able to make it to the end. I know we had doubtful moments, and we were concerned about the last 2 rounds based on the injuries that you would have had, and so I want to commend you for that. We also saw Team St. Lucia, who would have showcased their explosive talents, both batting and bowling on the field of play, and so we also want to applaud St. Lucia for their work. Team Dominica demonstrated tenacity and the fight of champions that they are, and so we want to congratulate Team Dominica. And of course, Team Grenada, who fought hard and played with the patriotic pride that we expect. We also want to congratulate Team Grenada as well. To all the teams, the scores, the tables have been recorded. But of course, the memories, the friendship, the invaluable experiences that you would have gained over the past few days, I'm sure, are the true and greatest victories that you can attain. You competed fiercely, but you upheld the spirit of the game, and that is what is important to us as organizers. Special thanks to Winlott Inc., who once again continues to show their support and provide the financial assistance required to ensure that this tournament is indeed successful. Today, we are represented by our National Lottery Chairman, and also want to applaud Ms. Henry and the local National Lottery Authority for the continued support through Winlott. Put the biggest applause for Winlott. Yeah, they spend all the money, right? Wonderful. Of course, without the support of Winlott, through the National Lottery Authority, we will not be able to have the completion successfully, as you would know. Your continued support to the development and investment in youth cricket, we want to commend you for that, and it speaks volume of the development of our region's sporting talent. And so once again, I want to applaud the contribution of Winlott Inc. The Ministry of Sports and the Government of Grenada, so represented today by Honorable Andy Williams, who is here with us. We are very thankful for the support and the investment in the infrastructure that we can have the game of cricket being featured throughout different playing facilities. We would have utilized the Lashages playing field, the Bushes U playing field, as well as the National Cricket Stadium for the hosting of this tournament. And so we want to commend the government of Grenada. We understand that the investment in cricket is significant. I am very happy that we're at a stage where we very soon be having the lighting of the National Cricket Stadium. I don't want to speak on that. I'm sure Minister would want to give his comments on that. But we are very happy that the sport of cricket is being placed on the front burner, and we are seeing investment that we believe would benefit cricket going forward here in Grenada. So once again, put our hands together for the government of Grenada and the support that they have been given. Of course, I don't want to speak too much tonight, but of course, you are gathered here, and we will soon recognize the individuals and teams, the champions who excel this week. To the winners, once again, congratulations. Please savor this moment, Dominica. To those who fell short, learn from it. Use it as fuel to come back stronger next year. Of course, that's if you are eligible to play again next year. This tournament, as we see from the Grenada Cricket Association, is a launching pad that is your first step to the journey, which we hope will take you into the Windwards Islands on the 15 team, and then to graduate into the Windwards on the 19 team, and also possibly graduate into the West Indies on the 15 on the 19 teams, and eventually move on to what we expect would be the West Indies senior team. I have my own concern about the number of players who move on from this level entering into the West Indies senior men's team. Remember the lessons learned during this week of the field: respect, discipline, and perseverance. These qualities would serve you well beyond the field of play, and I'm sure that from all of us at the Grenada Cricket Association, Windwards Board Inc., that I once again want to congratulate every single participant, especially Dominica, for their victory in this year's tournament. Thank you very much for coming, and I wish everyone traveling mercies as we would leave tomorrow, except St. Lucia, who stays with us a few more days. I hope that you have a chance to enjoy not only cricket, but to enjoy a few parts of our country as well. Thanks again to everyone who made this possible, the members of staff of the Grenada Cricket Association, the executive members of the office, and the coordinating committee. Special thanks to Mr. Rondell John, your chairman, who had been our tournament coordinator, and to all of those who have made a very special effort to ensure that this tournament is successful. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, thank you very much, President Gilbert. At this time, we will hear from our sponsors, and representing the Winlott Inc. is the National Lotteries Authority. And so I now invite the manager of the National Lotteries Authority, Ms. Cindy Henry, to share some remarks.
Pleasant good night to everyone. I'm going to stand on the protocol already established, but I must acknowledge the presence of Honorable Minister Andy Williams and the President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Norman Gilbert. And I'm seeing a lot of bright, young, and handsome faces in our midst. So special good night to the team. And when I say the team, I mean exactly what a team means, everyone. Now, I was at another event, but I left that event to come here because being here is important to me. Yeah? It is important to me from an individual perspective and also in my capacity at the NLA. This event is also important to Winlott Inc. And I'm not sure if you would have noticed, but Winlott is completely inspired by cricket. Now, our main product at Winlott is Super 6. And just the name Super 6 is inspired by cricket. Six rungs. And as the minister Anigo says, he started to smile already. You can't stop at 6 rungs, right? We have the red circle. That is not just a red circle. That represents a cricket ball, yes? So it was the vision of the Windward Islands to come together to create a game that would generate revenue, that would enhance and provide opportunities for the people, all right? Because even more than cricket, what we are interested in and what we are concerned about is you as individuals. And what we're using is cricket as the vehicle or the channel to develop the youths and provide opportunities for you. And as President Gilbert made mention, whatever lesson that you learn here, this is not just about the tournament. This is to inspire you. Whatever lesson that you learn here, you take it and you apply to other dimensions and aspects of your life. Yes? So, at this time, I would like to encourage you to stay motivated. And when we hear the word motivation, to me kind of sounds like there is an emotional connection to it. Anybody that listen to motivational speeches? Oh, all right, don't worry. We'll touch on that next time. But there is a saying that, what do you do when you're not motivated? Because at one time, you know, the coaches and members and everybody who want you to do good, they go say, be motivated. And this is not limited to sports only. In any aspect that you do, be motivated. But then what do you do when you're not motivated? What do you do when you don't feel to go and practice, when the rain come in and when you have a fear to attend to or something, right? So then we start using the word discipline, person should be disciplined. But in order to be disciplined, that means you're actually executing a task because you're disciplined in something, so you're carrying out a particular task. But how do you even get disciplined to begin with? How do you even start to be disciplined? So you have to be committed. You have to be committed to creating a routine. You have to be committed to get to a stage where you are disciplined. You see, you can never depend on one thing. You can't just depend on motivation. You can't just depend on being disciplined. And you can't even just depend on commitment. Because what are you committed to? Where your commitment comes from? It comes from, some people say dreams. I don't like dreams because sometimes you're going to sleep and you dream all kind of crazy thing. Some people call it goals. Goals kind of sound like in a box. It kind of sound work-oriented. I like to use the word purpose. Purpose sounds driven. It doesn't sound selfish. Be purposeful. It's a word that you take into consideration what your actions, how it impacts not only you, but how it impacts your community, those around you. And in the case of this tournament, how it impacts the Windward Islands. So, in essence, I want you to take that with you, right? Be very purposeful. So the tournament is over. You're not in school, but I'm going to give you a little homework. On your way back to your various locations on the island, or if you have to fly out, I want you to really ponder on what is your purpose in life. And if you can't go that far as in life, just let it be what is your purpose when you execute any task. What is your purpose when you go to school? Right? Are you trying to be the first person in your family that earn a degree? Are you pursuing a particular line of subject that would enable you to achieve a career path? Just be purposeful. Yeah? So, in closing, let me just say, the ultimate goal of Winlott through cricket is to expose you to development skills that would be grounding you for your destiny. Use the principles of motivation, discipline, commitment, and use whatever you learn to assist you in achieving your purpose. And before I go, let me just say congratulations to the winning team. And I think in April, we had the under-19 here. We had the under-19 team. And at that time, I shared with the under-19 team that the National Lotteries Authority had plans for the lighting of through the government of Grenada, for the lighting of various cricket fields throughout the island. One of the known cricket fields that the tournament is executed at is Progress Park, and I must say that we have successfully completed the lighting of Progress Park playing field, and I know the Grenada team is excited, ecstatic. I could see it on their faces now. We would have also completed the lighting at Lassages playing field, and I know the team were in the stadium some days in last week, and you would have seen that we are now working on the actual lighting of the Grenada National Cricket Stadium. And all that is being done in accordance with the international cricket standards. And that would, of course, encourage day into night games. And we're hoping that it would inspire, and ignite players' passion for the sports. So let me just thank you for coming out. And congratulations to the winning team. Congratulations to all of the teams. And just continue to excel, do your best, and apply the discipline that you learn and the experiences from the tournament, the positive ones, through all and other aspects of your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Henry. At this time, I want to call on Honorable Andy Williams to come, and he's going to share some remarks on behalf of the government of Grenada. Let's put our hands together as he comes.
Good night to everyone. I think I hear. If you're not hearing good at all. Good night to everyone. Good night. Let me just start by saying it's a pleasure to be here tonight, and especially seeing our young ones engage in a game of cricket. When I was a little boy, your age, I used to stay up every night to watch a gentleman right here, Junior Murray. Some of the young folks, it may be good to go back on YouTube and look at, they call him the ninja. How much of you know that? Right. So just go on YouTube and look up Junior Murray. You will see the greats like Ambrose and Subolin, and this gentleman behind the stumps flicking like a goalkeeper or like Jet Li, catching all the balls. And, growing up, I used to have the little radio when we had no television and paying attention to the game of cricket. And young men, let me just say this, that cricket may seem simple, but it is one thing that brings our islands together. It is one of the only things that brings us together as a unit. Whenever West Indies do good, the region spirit is lifted. And when they do bad, everybody bow their head and say, I ain't watching again. But the next game, they're looking. Now, while sitting there, I was just thinking about some of the great cricketers. And, even a gentleman by the name of Sachin Tendulkar, who played for India, I think at the age of 16, I could be wrong. So when I see you gentlemen here, it is not just the under-15 tournament, but I want you to think big, right? Not just thinking about the under-15 or the under-19, but thinking about playing for the West Indies at the highest level. The West Indies team right now, for years we have been on a decline, and we need gentlemen like you to come forward and turn that game around. But also I want to speak to us too, as government, and as sponsors, as selectors, as the one who manage West Indies cricket, that we need to put more resources into the cricket. Because sometimes we demand a lot from our players. And I'm saying if we are operating at a standard level, how can we hope for extraordinary performances from our players? So I want to thank Lotto for coming forward. I want to thank the president of the Grenada Cricket Association and everyone involved, Junior Murray, Baptiste, Crony, everyone. This year is a wonderful tournament. But I want to say it doesn't stop here, right? Success does not feel comfortable, but success always strive for more. So I had a speech prepared to really deliver tonight, but I decided not to look at the speech, but to speak from the heart. So I just want to say that we have come a far way. We have had this tournament, and congratulations to Dominica for a job well done. But I also want to say that the game of cricket goes far beyond just the results. It contributes to the camaraderie among you, to the discipline among you, and also to the competitiveness among you. And do not lose sight of that. Yes, you are playing a game to win, but it's important to look at the softer things that cricket brings to you. Our society, the Caribbean, our region, we have seen an increase in crimes. We have seen an increase in the negative thing that is brought to our region. But you are showing the other youths the positive things that you can contribute to your community, to your nation, and to the West Indies on a whole. So I want to say that our region depends on you, our country depends on you, and your community depends on you. When you go back, you are not just an individual, but you represent something much larger than this. So young men, I want to implore on you to be leaders in your community. Be the example in your community, and be the change that you want to see and that we want to see in your community, because you are the future leaders of this country. So I just want to encourage you, and I want to encourage everyone here. Let us place more emphasis on cricket. Cricket means a lot to every one of us. And I can tell you, even before I started, my father, my brother, who was older than me, all of them were glued to the radio and television whenever a game of cricket is on. Lastly, my favorite cricketer was Brian Lara. Right? To me, he was the best batsman in the world. And there are times when I would stay up in the night just to look at Brian Lara bat. When Brian Lara out, I used to feel a little tingling inside my heart, and I'm ready to go and sleep or I turn off the TV because I want to watch nothing else again. But I'm saying, gentlemen here tonight, you can be the next Brian Lara. You can be the next Junior Murray. And do not wait on your coaches to push you. Take the time when no one is watching. Take the bat, take the ball, do research. You have AI, you have Google, you have the internet here where you have all sorts of things exposed to you. You have the game of cricket, you have the IPL. Look at it, study it, learn from it. Because when you do that, you are helping to invest in your skill. And as we see, there's no other time in the history of cricket when the remuneration is as high as it is. You have the IPL, you have the BBL, you have the CPL, you have West Indies cricket. All of these things are exposed to you. So I want to encourage you tonight, young men, to make the most of it. Coaches, continue doing what you're doing. Lotto and other sponsors, continue to sponsor our young men and young women. And to the government of Grenada and the Windward Island, let us put our best foot forward. Because if we are demanding the most from our players, the least we can do is to put resources into the game of cricket. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Andy Williams. And I think with that, we want to move into presentation of awards. I think a fitting way to end is the challenge that he has put out to us to make sure that we continue to grow this game. We've seen tenacity, we've seen determination, we've seen so many things over the past few days. And each and every one of you has worked hard to ensure that you represent well. And it's always a good thing when you can be rewarded for the things that you've worked hard on and that you have accomplished. And so at this time, I want to call on the Secretary of the Grenada Cricket Association. She will come and we will begin the presentation of awards to our teams and individuals. All right, so we have to make sure the sponsors are recognized, yeah? Very important. All right, and so we want to present the play of the matches. And so for the first match at the National Stadium, Grenada versus Dominica, that was a 25-over match. And we want to recognize the player of that match, Darwin Lewis. And he's from Dominica. Scored 31 from 40 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 6. Congratulations, Darwin. Match number 2 at the National Stadium, St. Lucia versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Again, another 25-over match. We want to recognize the player of the match in that game, Cristiano Adams, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He bowled 5 overs, picking up 3 for 16 in that match. Grenada versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines, another 25-over match at the Lasseter playing field. And the player of the match in that game, Ron Charles, 4.2 overs, 3 for 13 was his figures. Dominica versus St. Lucia. At the last suggest, game number 2, we recognize Joshawn Joseph of Dominica. 4 overs, 2 maidens, 4 runs, 2 wickets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines versus St. Lucia. We want to recognize Gavi Siro. St. Lucia, 54 from 89 deliveries. And he also bowled 5 overs, picking up 2 for 20. All right, Shrees, thank you very much. We want to continue, and I would ask the treasurer of the Grenada Cricket Association and also one of our leading umpires, Mr. Isaiah Peters, to present the next half of these awards. Grenada versus Dominica, second match at last suggest on the 11th of December. We recognize Alex Armstrong of Dominica. He scored 37 runs of 40 deliveries, 3 fours, 1 6, and he also had the figures of 4 overs, 1 maiden, 12 runs, 3 wickets. Grenada versus St. Lucia Boussejou. Jean-Claude Emmanuel, St. Lucia. 29 of 51 deliveries, 1 4, 2 6s. Also had figures of 5 overs, 2 for 12. St. Vincent and the Grenadines versus Dominica at the last suggest playing field. Dylan John, Dominica. He scored 10 of 10 deliveries, 2 fours, and he had figures of 6 overs, 2 maidens, 18 runs, 3 wickets. Grenada versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that was today's match at the last suggest playing field. And the player of the match for this match, Ron Charles. He scored 4 runs of 12 deliveries, and he had the figures of 5.5 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 17. So congratulations are in order. Thank you very much, Mr. Peters. We want to move on to the catches. We will present the catches to the fielder and to the most dismissals. And I want to invite no other than one of the better catchers in the 90s and 92 coming to 2000, Junior Randolph Murray, to come and to present these prizes. And so, most catches by a fielder. I think we had a tie here. And we will have 2 awards to present. So, Joshon Joseph, Dominica. He played 4 matches, 2 catches. Ron Charles. He also had 2 catches. I know Junior would be proud here. Most dismissals by a wicketkeeper. Javen Benjamin. Dominica, he had 5 dismissals, 1 catch, 2 runouts from 4 matches. Thank you very much, Mr. Murray. We want to continue to present the awards, and so the most wickets in the tournament, most runs, and the MVP, we will ask the president of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Norman Gilbert, to present these awards. Most runs in this year's Winlott Inc. Windward Islands Under 15 tournament, none other than Darwin Lewis, Dominica. He scored a total of 106 runs, an average of 35.3, a strike rate of 89.08. Most wicket in this year's tournament goes to Ahmad Williams, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In 5 innings, he picked up 12 wickets at an economy rate of 2.79, an average of 7.83. And Ahmad, I would not allow you to go. Please remain. I'm not allowing you to go. And the MVP of the tournament goes to Ahmad Williams, 38 runs, 12 wickets. Thank you very much, President Gilbert. We must recognize our match officials. Without them, the game will not be run in a smooth and coherent manner. And so we want to recognize our match officials. And I would ask the first Vice President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Randall Batiste, to present these awards. Recognize Mr. Imran George, umpire. Mr. Karen Bristol. Two of our umpires, these two, they are from the all right, Carrico and P.T. Matnick. And so we are grateful that they could join us for this year's tournament. We recognize Mr. Isaiah Peters. Ms. Sophia Campbell. Ms. Cordell Jack. Mr. Sean Manwaran. Match referee, Mr. Norman Gilbert. And we also want to recognize, he's not here with us, but we must put it on record our appreciation to Mr. Carl Felix, our other match referee. Thank you very much, Mr. Batiste. Want to call on the manager of the National Lotteries Authority, Ms. Cindy Henry. She's going to present the medals to the second place team, and this team is none other than Team St. Lucia. And so we want to invite the boys to come up. Manager, coach also. Thank you very much, Ms. Henry. And at this time, we want to invite Honorable Andy Williams, and he's going to present the winners with their first place medals and then the winning trophy. So we want to invite winning team for this year's Winlott Inc. Windward Islands Under 15 tournament, Team Dominica. They played unbeaten throughout the tournament and really doing well, and so we congratulate them. So we want to call the captain of the Dominica under 15 team to come and to receive the winner's trophy. Let's put our hands together for Team Dominica. Thank you very much, Honorable Andy Williams. And we'll take the photos after, guys. Yes, thank you. And so, as is customary at these closing ceremonies, over the years, we've grown accustomed to having the revelation of the team that would represent the 4 islands in the Windwards. And so I want to call on Mr. Marvin Thomas, Chairman of Selectors, as he will present the selectees on the Windward Islands under 15 team. Mr. Thomas, sorry.
Thank you. I was given a round of applause. I'm not sure why. But good evening to everybody, especially the players. Of course, the officials from the Grenada Cricket Association, umpires, the media, and all those persons who made it possible to have you guys, showcase your skills. But interestingly, I want you to think of quickly transitioning into the under-19s, because there will be no under-17s next year, and therefore it's important you begin to think of the under-19s around the same time that you're going to have the regional under-15 tournament. But I would like to recognize, though, my fellow selectors, Mr. Craig Emmanuel from St. Lucia, and Mr. Rodon Bendick from St. Vincent. And just as a group, humble apologies for the absence of Mr. Heron Campbell from Grenada, but he forms part of the panel. And with us, we had Mr. Dalton Polias, who is the Windward Islands under 15 coach. So he formed part of it. So, of course, there's quite a bit of talent, quite a bit of potential. However, I won't say it's a concern, but we notice that the skill sets is an area where the technical people, the coaches, would have to take a look at. For example, there was one player who scored 46, but probably if the awareness and even the skill to probably turn nothing into one, he could have at least got a half century by probably running a little harder when the ball went to the boundary rope. And even, when the field was on the 30-yard circle, we didn't see much of that. Interestingly enough, though, the bowlers seem to have dominated the tournament. You saw the low scores. However, there were 2 scores over 200, which I think is encouraging too. So you want to give yourselves a big hand. But there's always the perception that the gentlemen I introduced, that they hold the axe. But that's not true, The responsibility is upon the players to really, we sit and watch. And interestingly enough, I would like to really give the panel a bit of credit for really doing a good job, because it is really challenging to select guys at age group level, because unlike the senior guys that we really know, we do not know many of you, and it becomes very challenging. So I think you did a really good job by really showing up. Those of you who are here, you did show up, and we saw that tonight. in terms of those persons who came up, who received the individual prizes. So we want to thank you for making the job a little easy for us. So I don't want to keep you here too long, so I'm going to announce the 14 players. We also had the task of selecting 6 reserves, and of course the captain and vice captain. So Derwin Lewis, and as I call you, I would appreciate if you could just come forward, please. Alex Armstrong. Aaron Saint-Hilaire. Aaron. Ama Lavia. Ama. Nian Davis. Nick and Justin. Justin. Dewan Benjamin. Ron Charles. Dylan Joseph. Dylan Joseph. Ahmad Williams. Ahmad Williams. Jeshon Joseph. Dylan John. Caleb Charles. And Ivan Gilbert. These are the 14 players that will do the Windward Islands honor at next year's regional under-15 tournament. I also would like the coach of the team. And interestingly enough, we also have the assistant coach here with us, so if you guys could come forward to at least compliment the young men who are at the front. And the reserves, Junior Macmillan, you could stay in your seat. Gavi Serrier. Samuel Vitalis, you could just probably stand, so we'll see who the reserves are. So Macmillan, Serrier, Samuel Vitalis, Jean-Claude Emmanuel, Christian Niles, Ifan Abraham. The captain is Mr. Jeshon Joseph from Dominica, and the vice captain will be Caleb Charles. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Thomas, for... You all can go back. Right, so just a few bits before we bring the curtains down. The teams, we want to ask you to remain, make sure that we get the team photos. So all the teams, you'll have an opportunity to get your photos right here before the evening ends. Also, we will like to have the winners take their photo also. So all photos will be done in this room right at the front here. Just a reminder, yeah? All right, so we are one step away from bringing the curtains down, and it's always good to say thank you. And so I want to invite the Secretary of the Grenada Cricket Association, Ms. Cherise Noel, to come and give the vote of thanks.
In true West Indian and by extension Windward Island fashion, in everything we do, we must give thanks. My task here this evening is to extend our sincerest gratitude to everyone who played a part in making this tournament a reality. First, we give thanks to God, as nothing is possible without him. As Chief Meteorological Officer, he really came through first in giving us suitable weather to play cricket this past week. Second, to our title sponsor, Winlott National Lotteries, without your remarkable financial input, we would not be able to have our future cricketing stars on display. Thank you for your foresight, investment in youth cricket, and continuous support. Third, the Windward Island Cricket Board for your dedication and management of cricket in our sister islands. Your efforts in ensuring that the tournament is put on every year is appreciated. To the government of Grenada, more particularly the Ministry of Sport, thank you for your support in ensuring that, that as host country, we were ably supported in hosting this tournament, especially at the last minute. Our brand ambassador, Mr. Randolph Jr. Murray, your presence and support of this tournament is deeply appreciated. The value of exposing our future stars to those who paved the way for them is immeasurable. To the staff and board of the Grenada Cricket Association, when needed most, you stepped up and pulled off the Herculean task of putting on this tournament with less than the desired preparation time. Thank you for your dedication and hard work. To the ground staff, our thanks cannot be loud enough. With less than ideal notice and the choppy weather to contend with, you did your best to ensure that cricket is played during this past week. Thank you for your expertise and able assistance. To the match officials, scorers, commentary team, liaison officers, coaches, and managers, your support of the tournament this past week was remarkable, and we extend our gratitude to you. The game of cricket is one of many moving parts, and your support of the teams and the game this past week is appreciated. To the streamers, thank you for connecting our sister islands and the wider region during this tournament. I am sure that the families of the players and cricketing enthusiasts outside our shores are grateful for your services, and we thank you for your part in growing the reach of this tournament. To the guest houses, their staff, the cleaners, thank you for providing top-notch service to our guests. Ensuring their comfort is a critical part in the success of this tournament. I would also like to thank all the participants in today's closing ceremony. Thank you to the Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Clyde John, for taking us through tonight's proceedings. Thank you to Mr. Raphael Crony for your opening remarks, and to Mr. Norman Gilbert for your brief remarks and words of encouragement to the players. Mr. Randall Batiste and Mr. Isaiah Peters, thank you for your assistance in prize distribution. Our gratitude is also extended to Ms. Cindy Henry, representative of the National Lotteries Authorities, for your inspiring remarks and presence this evening. To Minister Honorable Andy Williams, to have you here this evening and be reminded of your deep support for the youth and cricket is appreciated. Thank you for your encouraging words. I am sure that it was well received by the players, and I am hopeful that they will heed your sage advice. Finally, I would like to say a special thank you to each and every player that made up the respective teams. If you did not decide that you like the sport of cricket, we would not be here today. Thank you for choosing cricket. Thank you for committing to the game of cricket, and I wish you the very best in the future. In the event that I may have missed anyone, your contribution was just as valuable, and I extend our heartfelt thanks for your assistance. Thank you once again.
All right, so it is often said that you cannot stop saying thanks, and so thank you, Shiris, for saying thanks. All right, so I think that brings the curtains down. We just want to remind everyone that the refreshments will be at the restaurant. So from here, once we finish with the photos and everything, you can go across. I think President T will carry our guests across. Thank you. And so this brings the curtains down on what has been a very interesting, very challenging, but rewarding Winlott, Windward Islands Under 15 Championship 2025. Thank you, everyone, and please get home safely.